We are now recording. All right, next slide, please. Okay, so what exactly is Universal Periodic Review, or the UPR? It's a mechanism that's coordinated by the Human Rights Council that is participated by 193 UN member states, so all the UN member states. It happens on a rotation of 4 to 5 years, where each state is put under review by all the other member states. And they're given recommendations on their progress that has been made since the last session, and just the entire state of their human rights situation. Recommendations aren't just given by other states, they're also given by the state itself that's under review, along with NHRIs and INGOs. So at its crux, it's designed to prompt, support, and expand the promotion and protection of human rights within countries that participate in the UN member states. Next slide, please. All right, so now we're going to watch a quick clip on what the Padova model UPR is.
Are you interested in human rights? Do you wish to improve your debating skills? Would you like to experience what participating in the UN human rights system is like? Well, the Padova Model Universal Periodic Review, or UPR, is back. The Padova Model UPR is an academic simulation of the Universal Periodic Review, which is a mechanism that reviews the human rights records of all UN member states. This model offers participants an in-depth understanding of the mechanisms and dynamics of the UPR procedure held in Geneva. By playing the roles of state delegates, NGOs, and national human rights institutions, participants will gain experience in the UPR procedure, which involves assessing states' human rights records and addressing human rights violations. The 2022 Padova Model UPR is organized by an international team of students and former delegates, with the guidance of academics at the Human Rights Center Antonio Papishka and the Master's Degree Program in Human Rights and Multi-Level Governance at the University of Padova. Come experience a beautifully historic city in northern Italy's Veneto region while learning about and participating in a riveting academic simulation.
Hi, my name is Mia. I'm from Germany.
My name is Bella. I'm from Canada.
I'm Batakos. I'm from Kazakhstan.
My name is Greta and I come from Italy. In one word, my experience was challenging.
Amazing.
My experience was refining.
Insightful.
Awesome. Hopefully that excited you a bit and gave you a bit of a passion for what we're about to do. We're really excited to have this in person for the first time in a couple of years due to COVID. So it's going to make that experience even more fulfilling. All right, so this slide is kind of just going to show the countries that we've selected for this Padova Model UPR. So we have Azerbaijan, Cameroon, Canada, Colombia, France, and Nigeria, along with their NHRIs and INGOs. It's really exciting to do a simulation with actual countries and NHRIs and INGOs, so that you can actually look back and see what their history is and do a lot of research on that. I remember last year when I participated and the countries dropped, I had a lot of fun looking up their past and how they participate in the UPR. All right, next slide, please.
Hello, good afternoon, everyone. So I'm going to talk a little bit about the prepare for the PMUPR training. So there will be 3 sections of training. It will be conducted online. The verse of the simulation itself that this year, as Rachel told before, it will be on site. So the the training will be all online. So we will have a role-specific training, and the dates will be on October 10 and 21st and November 7 and 11. So the training will cover rules of the game of guidelines, your role in the simulation, how to complete the required tasks, and 3 special events with speakers from the UN, NGOs, and NHRIs. And why should you apply? As we could see in the video that we showed, so with the simulation, you can develop your knowledge and understanding of the UPR and international human rights. So how these institutes works. So you can see in the practice, and also you can put your practice what you saw in the theory. So it's really interesting. So you can enrich your employability and broaden your career opportunities. So with the simulation in your CV, in some jobs or even in the academic field, you can have some extra points if you're applying for a spot. And also you can develop your transferable skills such as debating, networking, leadership, negotiation. So there are a lot of different skills that you can develop during the simulation.
Okay, I'm going to walk you through some of the participation criteria. So who is this open for? It's open for bachelor students who have completed at least 2 years of their degree, and to master or PhD students with an interest and knowledge in human rights. So particularly people studying political or social sciences, international relations, or law. But don't be discouraged if you're not studying something like this. If you can prove that you have some kind of interest and that you have some kind of experience working with human rights, I think this is an opportunity for you to also work in this field, because in the end, people can bring in different experiences. It doesn't matter what your background is. We expect you to have some kind of knowledge on the UPR process. It could be that today is the first day that you hear a bit more of what it is, but before you apply, I think it's a good idea just to look up a bit more how it works. So when you start, you have a big picture painted in your mind, so about how things should work. Yeah, we expect people to have good command of the English language and to be above 18. Next, please. What to consider when you're applying? Well, we are looking into team applications. So if you do not have a team yet, we're organizing WhatsApp groups where people can join and try to find other team members. So I'm going to share in the chat right now. The link, is it shared already? Yes, thank you. So there you can fill in your phone number and your information, and then we will add you to the WhatsApp group, and you can find other people to join as a team. Because you can apply either as an NGO that is 2 people, or as an NHRI that is 2 people, or to represent a state, and that's teams between 4 and 6 people. So yeah, keep this in mind. Participation is free of charge, but travel and accommodation are to be arranged by the participants. So if you're not living here in Padova, make sure that you arrange it. And if financial support is required, maybe it's worth asking your home institution, because sometimes they can provide some kind of assistance. If you're studying at the University of Padova, that is the case. So you can contact us and we can provide you with more information about this. Next, please. About the deadlines on the application and the evaluation. So applications close the 9th of October. You can apply via our website. We're going to share these slides, so you will have this link. And yeah, you just need to send 1 application per team. Even if you're 6 people in the team, you don't need 6 applications. And well, by the 9th, the applications close. On the 11th, we notify the teams that were selected. And well, we will notify everyone. And by the 14th, we will need the team selected to confirm their participation. And teams will be selected on the basis of their shared experience on the relevant fields, on the teamwork experience you may have, and on the knowledge that you may have on the UPR. And next one. Well, we will now go through some of the experiences from past participants. We will have a state and an HRI and an INGO participant tell us what they went through. So we're going to start with Katarina. You may go.
Hello everyone and welcome. My name is Katarina and I participated as a states delegate in the last UPR. I represented South Africa as a recommending state. Today I want to share my experiences with you and explain why I'm convinced that participating would be beneficial for your professional as well as your personal development. Let's start with the states under review. Just firsthand, you will be explained in a training session what kind of roles there are and there are states under review and recommending state, and this will be all explained in detail in a training session. So acting as a state under review is a very enriching but also challenging experience. One has to be well informed about the respective country's national framework, legislation, and human rights record. In giving speeches about your respective country, you're not only improving your communication skills, but also your self-confidence. And additionally, in reacting to remarks, comments, and criticism, you strengthen your creativity for sure. Together with your team, you will have to decide which recommendations to accept, to note, and you have to give an objective and logical reasoning to support these choices. So, for example, this would be questions like why should your country accept a recommendation, why not? Does your country already have an effective system in place? And at first hand, it seems easy, but it's actually not because there are a lot of factors to ponder. Furthermore, you will have to make predictions on how the situation will evolve in the future and be creative in describing plans and programs and what has been achieved and what's not and so on. So much about the states under review. Let's go to the recommending state. As a recommending state, you also must know your country very well, but also the problem fields of the other states. So, for example, lobbying gives you a lot of practice through the numerous diplomatic dialogues and conversations you will have, and you must react spontaneously to recommendations. And to be as close as possible to reality, you always have to take the intergovernmental relations into account, which is sometimes a real challenge. You also have to listen to the INGO's perspective on that matter and understand the geopolitical context and recommend on this basis. Furthermore, your analyzing skills and your creativity are requested by creating specific strategies to for any improvement in putting forward the recommendations that the other state should then later implement. So representing a state gave me in all a really good perspective on what's really happening in the world outside, and especially in these times, it could be very interesting for you. And it also gave me the opportunity to better understand and comprehend intergovernmental relations. I was able to improve my diplomatic as well as my communication skills, and for sure my self-confidence in giving speeches. If you really want a challenge, I can also recommend you to choose a country from which you already know now that the human rights standards are far from perfect. It will be a challenge for sure, which you will not like really much in the beginning, but you can really profit a lot from that. And with the special events, you also have the privilege to welcome experts, ask them questions and learn from them. And this possibility I wouldn't miss, since it was really inspiring and useful for my academic background as well. Having said that all, I wish you to have convinced you to apply and profit from this unique experience. And I thank you for your attention and wish you all the best for the application.
Hello everyone, my name is Derry and I'm a student here at Padova, and I took part in the UPR last year representing an NHRI, or sometimes called an NHRC. I just wanted to start today by basically reiterating most of the things that Katarina has just said, in that I'm here to try and convince you why this will be a really valuable experience for you, although the content of which I took part was slightly different from Katarina. So I'm going to tell you about that specifically. So a national human rights institution or a national human rights commission, depends on the country how it's called, is part of a country that works to hold the government to account. It can be, there's different types that can either be independent of the government or work with the government or alongside the government as a branch to protect and promote and research human rights within one state. And that is essentially another institution that you have the option of taking part in as they take part in the UPR. What it's like to represent an NHRI. I represented the National Human Rights Commission for India, and I would like to start obviously by reiterating what was just said, that I learned a lot about a country that I didn't actually know so much about the politics of, and also the individual parts of the human rights record, and that's something that I really am grateful for the UPR for. But yeah, you take part in in-depth research on the human rights situation in the country that you're given, and specifically looking at different themes at different areas of human rights. You gain a broader understanding of the role of the National Human Rights Commission, because it wasn't something that I was even fully aware of, let alone felt confident describing what I did beforehand. You learn how they're graded and how they're considered within the international community. And you also gain a lot of creativity in terms of creating the research, writing the paper and presenting it at the UPR. You have a lot of independence in how you structure what you exactly want to research. And I thought that was something that was really beneficial. If I was to give you any guidance with all that said, is to before taking part, is to read the full process of the model UPR, including any dates, to ensure that from the outset you're going to be available for them all and able to fully gain from the whole thing, because missing an information session can then be vital when it comes to actually taking part and you realize that you don't really know so well how that's going to work. Trying your best to find teammates to apply with, even if you don't know anyone in Padova, or even if you're not from Padova, it's a great way to get to know people. Especially if you're just moving here. And finally, to take the opportunity, basically to take the opportunity, you can research all you need beforehand before finishing your application. And if you know that you're going to be able to be present for the training and for the day, then my last bit of guidance is to basically take this opportunity in whatever way you can. Thank you very much for listening to me there, and I'll pass you on finally to Pumani.
Thanks, Derry and Katharina. I think you guys have covered almost everything, but I'll speak a little bit about the INGO experience in case someone is interested in representing a civil society organization. I'm Pumani, and I represented Freedom House in the last UPR, Padova UPR model. Basically, playing an INGO is a bit more different to playing a state under review or an NHRI, because INGOs are involved mostly in the pre-session activities and also later in the model UPR when you have to present to states and lobby with states. So the work is a bit different to what the other entities are doing. But it's interesting because it also provides you with a challenge. For instance, you have to always identify the mandate of your INGO and try to promote the mandate of your INGO, an issue concerning your INGO in one of the states that are under review. And trying to find those issues is always a challenge, but I'm sure everyone will excel at it. Then at the same time, you have to be kind of creative to sort of work through your mandate in the INGO. For instance, for us, last year, we represented Freedom House, and a lot of the issues for the states were child rights or women's rights. So it was a bit of a challenge to trying to find out how to work around freedom of expression, which is the main sort of area that Freedom House works in. And try to bridge that to some of the issues that the states had outlined. So you have to be kind of creative, and also critical thinking that is really the key to work around with your teammates, and at the same time find out how you can promote your own mandate as an INGO. INGOs play such an important role in the UPR process in real life. So it's not just limited to presenting issues in the pre-session, but also there's a lot of work to be done in lobbying and constantly keeping in touch with states, as well as national human rights institutions. So it's definitely a worthwhile experience if you want to be an INGO. For my biggest takeaway last year, I represented INGOs along with Kalpani, who's also here with us today. It was a very exciting experience because one, it's very unique, and the other aspect is that you always have a challenge in bridging issues and trying to lobby some of the issues with states. And at the same time, you have to it helps with developing your persuasive communication skills to speak to states sometimes. Also, states sometimes likes to put you, like delegates, to make it a bit challenging when you're lobbying. I remember we had to speak to Pakistan or India, and the state delegates were playing it like in real life towards issues on freedom of expression, and it was a bit of a tricky territory, but it helps. The challenge helps definitely in building persuasive and communication skills. And at the same time, I had a great team member, Kalpani, and it really made the dream work. But the one takeaway for me, and I think if anyone wants to be an INGO, is to be present throughout the UPR events, even if you are not going to be a part of some of the sessions. Just do make sure that you go and attend each and every event, because your participation really counts when you are finally being selected for awards, and at the same time to have a bit more fruitful experience with the whole UPR cycle. So that's sort of what I had to share. And I think we can sort of move on to a recap of what everyone was talking about so far. Basically, a recap of all the deadlines. So the applications are going to close on the 9th of October, and the team selection will happen by the 11th. And you'll be informed about the teams that you belong to, and you have to confirm your participation by the 14th. For everything that we discussed today, you will have a training session. So even if you're a first timer, don't be afraid to join the UPR, because there will be a training session and you will go through everything, like the Secretariat will go through everything with you. So the training sessions will take place on the 17th of October, the 23rd or the 28th of October, and also the 7th of November. And the stimulation days are going to be from the 22nd to the 25th, either to, I think, in November, and it's going to be on site. So it's an exciting opportunity for you to meet people. For us, it was on Zoom. So it's going to be a newer experience for everyone who's going to apply this time. And stay in touch with us. I believe the link to join the Google, the chat forums are also on the Zoom chat right now. So do stay in touch with us. And if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to us. With that, I think we can open for questions. Raquel, I think I covered pretty much it, hopefully.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, so this is the time for us to answer any of your questions. So any doubts that you may have based off of this info session, please write them in the chat and we will answer them to the best of our ability. I've also dropped a link for our website that kind of reiterates everything that we talked about today, along with the WhatsApp group, and you'll be getting all of that in your email as well. Do we have any questions? Yeah, Pietra, if you want to just write your answer in the chat, that'd be great. if you prefer to speak, we can give you the speaking permission there. I think I give you a mic.
Hi, hello. Do you hear me?
Hi. Yeah, we can.
Hi. Sorry, that chat doesn't work. I don't know why. So I was trying to write, but I would like to ask. So I made like my single application for the model UPR because I don't have a group. I haven't found that yet. But when are you going to contact me, like on the email? Because I'm studying. I will apply for the course in human rights, so I have the University of Padova email. So I would like to ask which will be the date when you will answer me, like, so I can understand which group I can form or I can be part of.
Yeah, Humana, if you want to get that, that'd be great.
Okay, so as I mentioned, we're not accepting applications individually. You will need to apply as a team. So you can apply, you can find one more person to participate with, and you can apply as an INGO or an NHRI, or you can find a bigger team and apply as a state. That's why we created the WhatsApp group, so that you can join and you can find other people that are also teamless and join together. If you're gonna start as the human rights program, what happened to me last year is that once the program started, someone came to the class and presented, like, I think maybe we will go and present this, and maybe once you know your classmates, you can also ask them if they want to join with you for the team. But yeah. Does this answer your question?
Yeah, thank you. So I'm applying to the WhatsApp group. So maybe someone. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, thanks for your question. Do we have any other questions?
Sorry, I was just going to add in there as well. I don't have it right now, but I'm sure we can get it to you, Pietro. But I know that there's already a WhatsApp group chat for next year's human rights group. Yeah, I guess. So maybe if you were looking for like students to join in on, I don't know if any of you already have that link to send in, but I can definitely find it. So that could be useful too.
Yeah, sure. But how can we do that? Like, can I give you, I'm going to send the number on the link, or how?
I'm not sure what would be the best way to do that.
If you fill out that form, the Google form, we'll just remember to send you an email with all that info. So not just the WhatsApp group chat for this, but also because you're going to be in the human rights program, your whole class will have its own group chat, and it might be even easier for you to find someone else to apply with if you just reach out on that big group chat that's already been formed. So maybe that could be even found before the end of this. We can share it, but either way, we'll get that to you.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Is there anything else we can clear up for you guys before we wrap up?
Actually, if anyone has, any of you from the secretariat have WhatsApp on your laptop, I can send you the link onto that chat now and you can copy it. I don't know if does that work? Yeah, I'll just send it into the group chat there. I just found it.
Thanks, Jimena. Yeah, so Pietro, that link that Jimena just sent is the WhatsApp group for this year's Padova Human Rights and Multi-Level Governance.
Okay, thank you. So am I going to find on my own like person that would like to apply with me, or because I already like fulfill the form that you for searching for other teammates, but am I gonna do this? So should I write to people if they want to join with me, or okay, perfect. So thank you.
Yeah, so in that group chat, you see if anyone else wants to apply with you, and then submit an application as a group with the people that have agreed to apply in a team with you. Does that make sense?
Yeah, so you can ask either in the human rights group chat, or you can ask in the group chat that we made. But yeah. There is a question in the chat. It says, I've completed Google form to join an HRS group, but I'm still waiting to join the WhatsApp group. Who can I contact? Okay, we'll look into it today and make sure we add you to the group chat.
Is there any other question that we can answer for you? We'll give it a few more minutes. If not, yeah, we just encourage you to read through that website, because again, it reiterates everything. We'll be sending you guys the email with all the slides to have that fresh, and then stay up to date with our social media, so our Instagram and our Facebook, so that you can see when we're announcing new things and keep track of our process. And yeah, we're really excited for hopefully all of you guys to apply and be part of this year's simulation. So thank you so much for your attendance and your participation, and we look forward to next steps. Okay, bye everyone.
Bye.
Bye, thank you.
Bye, thank you.